afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. We decided today, now that the polar vortex has passed us and everything has just about melted off, that we would look under our row cover. We've been very careful to keep it all covered and tied up so that the cold wind would stay out of it. And this was really an experiment for us. We'll put a link down below on the video where we constructed all of this. And this is the first winter we've ever done that. Neil looked up some numbers, and he was checking on how many freezing temperatures we had while we had this on, to see if this experiment works as good as everybody says it does. And in November we had 2 days that had below freezing. December had 11 days that had below freezing temps. In January we had 14. And then, of course, in February, we had 18. And during the polar vortex, we had 10 days where it never came up above freezing. 10 days of freezing temperatures. That is really uncommon for our area, but you just never know. And so we're learning from this, and we're going to try to be prepared in the future and learn to adapt and be prepared, as we all should. So let's take a look at what we have under the row cover. Now, one thing that I have noticed is when we had high winds, we did develop some tears. I intend to use packaging tape like the post office uses to repair these. We did have a small tear last fall before we even had really bad weather, and it worked really good. So we're going to look into buying a little heavier meal on the row cover this coming time we buy.
So let's unveil this and see what we have.
Well, I am pleasantly surprised. I know that kale will rebound with the sun coming up now and warmer temperatures. The spinach did not make it. But of course, down at the other end, the onions and the garlic are doing great. But what we really wondered about was the kale. This is red Russian kale in here. And this was a plant that we had last winter that we let go to seed in the in-ground garden. And we actually have a patch over on the ground filled with leaves that was under the edge of a trailer. And it seems to be doing okay. It's not as tall as this guy, but it's still alive over there. And red Russian kale tastes great. I like the fact that it doesn't have as frilly a leaf as some. I'd rather have the flatter leaf. But it is so hardy. It has done wonderful. I was trying to figure out what this kale was, but it looks like my markers may be gone. Oh, here it is. Dwarf blue curled dates is what the second crop of kale is. And there's still some that we can take today and eat. So this kale is called Dwarf Blue Curled Vates, and it was further in from the end, and it has done fine. The red Russian kale is just so hardy. and we ate off of it more than we did the other. The spinach did not do through the cold weather. I peeked in early on before we even had, well, probably December, and it was already dying back. And then here we have onions, and on the end is garlic, and they're doing great. So I have 2 varieties of onions, and then the garlic. I have never grown onions and garlic on this scale. I've grown them in pots before, but some of these are starting to get pretty big as far as the necks are. So I'm very pleased with this experiment. The PVC support for the row cover is perfect. I mean, I really don't see why we would even need to take it out as long as we're growing shorter crops, although a tomato vine could come up through this and have support too. So I'm not sure that we'll even take it down. I am thrilled with this. This is just the kale, now that the weather's getting warm and the sun's out, will start coming on again, and we'll be eating kale again here real soon. This is where I transplanted all of the strawberry plants that I grew in pots last year. I was stunned at how many babies it put out. I have not looked at these since like December, so we're going to unveil it and see just how well they survived. They were bordered with a lot of straw, but I didn't cover them up with straw. I believe they need some water. But they are surviving well. So we'll give them a good drink and keep a close eye on them. I'm very pleased. I should have a good crop of strawberries this year. Thanks for going along with us on this experiment. Gardening is a big experiment, and this one has turned out very well. Thanks for going along with us on it. Bye.